What is up, guys? It is the Sound Alchemist, and I'm here with
Gersh1.
And today we're back at it, answering your questions in another episode of For the Greater WAAAGH.
This is a video series where we answer the questions left by you, the viewer. If you have a question for us, comment down below. Put question in front of your question, because we get to those questions first. And this question comes from Phala Edreoth. Why didn't any Xeno races join the Horus Heresy? Well, actually, if you look at it, there was a species of
Cabroncitos, I guess you can say.
They're like lizard people, almost like snake people. They were called the Lair, and they are the reason they worshipped Slaanesh, and they are the reason that Horus was corrupted, and they were the reason. No, sorry, it was Fulgrim was corrupted. So in a way, they did fight in the Horus Heresy. They just weren't like a prominent military power.
Right.
But they were involved.
Yeah, because the Horus Heresy, even though it's called that, what it is, it's an imperial civil war.
Yeah.
There's no two ways about it. You've got the forces of Horus, which was chaos, against the forces of the Imperials, which they were calling the Loyalists at the time.
And you also had Eldar craft worlds, even Dark Eldar, fighting the armies of the Imperium, both sides, so
right.
Chaos or the Horus and the good guys, because of they saw things in the future, destructions of craft worlds, destruction of crone worlds, and the creation of different demons that they knew couldn't happen.
Right. And
some of them were successful, but a lot of them were, and some of them were not, I guess.
Yeah. If you look at it this way, the Cabal, they were working behind the scenes, and they're a coalition of different alien races, as well as humans, all working for this goal of protecting the entire universe.
So the Xenos did participate in the Horus Heresy.
It's just not in your face like that.
Right.
That's like saying during the Revolutionary War, like, oh, there was
no Native Americans.
Yeah.
Wait. Yeah. Yeah.
What?
The point is that there were other factions.
Yeah, but you don't really hear too much about that.
Yeah.
That's like saying
it's the French, right?
Yeah, that's like saying, oh, the mosquitoes were killing people because of the malaria. They were also part of the Revolutionary War. It's like,
yeah, that's taking it like completely Xenos. There's still wolves killing like soldiers out in the fields.
Cocodrilos. Murciélagos.
Yeah. Murciélagos.
Murciélagos.
Next question comes from EI Wizards 5. What if the traitor Primarchs were loyalists and vice versa? Just switched Horus with Guillermo. I guess it auto-corrected.
Gilliman?
Yeah. I think Guillermo would have been an annoying... Yeah. Robo Guillermo would have been a really annoying Horus, because he would have been like, yo, let's all join hands and, be the same. Because that's what Gilliman wanted to do with his Codex Astarte. He wanted to unify the Space Marines, break them down, and then have them be like military forces. And I think having him as a Chaos God, it would have been like, well, no, let's all worship Chaos Undivided. Fulgrim, nope, don't go to Slaanesh. So it would have been annoying.
Yeah.
Well, it wouldn't have been Fulgrim. It would have been somebody else. We could do an entire video on this. We will.
Yeah. 40 facts on Guillermo.
Yeah.
This one's by Pineapple. What's your favorite armor? Mine would have to be either the Orc Cyborg body or the runic armor of the Space Wolves. I really like armor no matter what faction it is. So I don't know if this counts as armor, because technically it does, I guess. It's the battle suits for the Tau. More specifically, the XV-89s, the sleeker ones, the ones that Forge World released, because their helmets are more smooth. It just looks cooler, in my opinion. Like, they got an awesome, shoulder pauldrons.
I really like the Death Dreads. I guess you can consider that armor, because it is an orc boy in there.
Yeah.
So I just like the way they look. They suck in the tabletop. They are horrible. Next edition, I hope they get better, but they probably won't.
Do they sell?
Well, they come in the starter set, so I think it's like one of those things where everybody has some killer cons, everybody has some death dreads, but you don't really use them on the tabletop. Next question.
Go ahead.
This is from Travis Becker. He asks, what makes a Primaris? Within the last month, there's been talk about CSM Chaos Space Marines getting the Primaris treatment. GW has had a model called Primaris Psyker, which looks just like an ordinary human. So what context is a Primaris?
When they're referring to Primaris, generally they are referring to the upgraded Space Marine. Essentially, it is a gene seed implantation or upgrade that Belisarius Call has created to basically bolster the speed, durability, and overall strength of a Space Marine to the next level. You get like a second heart, your muscles turn into steel, you breathe even stronger and better than before. Overall, it's just Space Marine 2.0.
Yeah, and now the term Primaris Psyker existed before the Primaris Space Marines, which is why GW uses that. Primaris is just a rank. So think of it as like a Space Marine captain and an Imperial Guard captain. It's just a title. Mm-hmm. The Primaris Psykers are supposed to be like, there's different grades once you're a sanctioned Psyker, and they're supposed to be the top of the line. Yeah, cute face, thin waist. Big behind. Next question.
This one is by... I had it. Okay. Cage Schultz. Could Russ beat Angron in a melee hand-to-hand fight? They actually did fight.
Russ and Angron?
Yeah. Man, what's it called? Night of the Wolf? Something like that. And I think he lost. Either he lost or they got, like, stopped by... I can't remember. Damn it. I know I did cover it, like, 4 years ago, but they did fight.
I feel like everybody knows a Lehman Russ. Like, there's always a Lehman Russ in everybody's friend group. Mm-hmm. Like, the guy that starts shit and then gets his ass beat and then wakes up. It's like, what happened? Because he lost against the Lion. He picked a bunch of fights. He's won with, like, Lorgar and stuff, but...
He lost against Magnus.
Yeah. Wait, no, I thought he broke Magnus's back.
He still lost.
He still... Yeah.
Magnus is like, oh, he broke my back. Oh, you should see him.
Well, yeah, because like, if you break your back, he can still like snap his fingers and
snap his fingers.
Turn him into a frog.
Do his step.
Next question comes from Michael Wilson. Are there any Chaos Warbands that act like freebooters? More specifically, a Chaos Warband that targets ships in the warp as in the warp as their primary objective. Sorry if you answered this, but I don't recall hearing it if you did. As always, love your content and thank you for taking your time to help the community. Oh, that's so nice of you to add that the second part.
Very wholesome of you.
Yeah, Mr. Wilson. So, are there any Chaos Space Marine warbands that act like freebooters? Chaos warbands that are target ships in the warp as a primary objective.
The closest thing I could think of would be the Red Corsairs, because essentially they're like the pirates of Chaos Space Marines.
Yep.
Huron Blackheart, he got gifted a freaking Blackstone Fortress, so he's out there plundering.
He's basically like GW's version of that one pirate, the Blackbeard. Or
Sure, we'll go with that.
No, because he's in. Isn't he Captain Jack Sparrow's dad?
Oh, you're talking about Pirates of the Caribbean?
Well, in real life, there's a certain captain. Or a certain pirate that like was supposed to be like really popular, and he's in Legends and stuff.
I mean, yeah, Blackbeard's a popular pirate.
Oh, I think I think Huron
Heart
is actually Blackbeard.
Oh,
yeah. So yeah, there you go. Next question.
This one's by Arthur's Lupins. If the Andromeda galaxy is going to collide with the Milky Way now in 40K, what do you think would happen?
It would be cool to find out that it's actually the old ones that are coming, because the old ones left the Milky Way galaxy, so maybe they just went to the Andromeda galaxy because it's the closest one. Mm-hmm. And they're like, hey, by the time they collide again, then we can just be like, hey, what's good with the Enslaver Plague, fam? So yeah, it would be cool if they introduced like the origins of the Tyranids. They introduced whatever happened to the old ones, all that kind of cool stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Next question comes from BJ Rose. Did Korn, the band, name their band after the Chaos God Korn? No.
They're spelled different.
Yep.
Yeah, there's no H and E in corn.
I'm pretty sure that Korn comes from like GW took the name Korn from like some type of demonic thingy, and so did the band. I'm only guessing though, because I am not a demonologist. Next question.
As for new armies, do you think Abhuman Codex would be too far-fetched?
No, I think that would be a really good, because like what I think it would be the same thing that the Abhuman Codex would be the same thing as like the supplements are to the Space Marine Codex.
Yeah.
So you could have auxiliary, and you could go all out and just be like, here are the furries, here are the Ogrons, here are the squats.
Beastmen.
Yeah, and then that's enough information for one supplement, maybe even a couple supplements.
Yeah, because you could really dive really deep into the lore of like, these are all the Ogrons, this is their weapons, their fighting style, their chapter tactics or whatever they have.
So instead of GW coming out with the freaking 2019 index at the end, at the end of 2019, then they should just come out with like better supplements for different races. Oh, by the way, I don't like the new Ad Mech stuff.
Oh, did you see that flyer?
I didn't like it, no.
That flyer, when I first saw it, I just thought of the Wright brothers.
Yeah.
Like, it's got... Why does it have that? Like, the little, like...
Wings.
Not the wings, like, the little, like, membranous parts.
Oh, yeah.
Why? That doesn't... I don't know. If it was metal, maybe, but still. The design of it, I don't like.
Yeah, I didn't really like the toaster boat, and now this... I don't know.
But I mean, you said you never
thing.
liked any of the Skitarii stuff at first, so maybe it's just gonna take like a few years for you to. Like...
Maybe. But I think the Onager Doom Crawlers are really cool, and then I really like the Knights. What are they called?
The
ones that
Imperial Knights.
Not the Imperial Knights, but they're like.
Oh, the Dragoon guys.
Yeah, with the stilts.
Yeah. They look like little walkers.
Yeah, those are kind of cool. But yeah. Next question comes from. Where is the question? Oh. 11111. How powerful can a Psyker become in the universe? So we were actually talking about this when we were asked about the Primaris Psykers. So there's different tiers. The first tier would be the Primaris Psykers, I believe. We'll do a 40 facts very soon on that, since you guys are asking so much about it. And you have a second question. What would happen if a person with a mental illness deals with the warp?
Well, that could, depending on the illness and depending what exactly they're going through, that could be really bad. Just like imagine a schizophrenic and he's getting like whispers from like Korn and stuff like that.
But he's actually a Psyker.
Right. Like who really knows the difference? Are you a schizophrenic or are you just a Psyker hearing these things? Like,
and it would be really cool to have a psychically powerful schizophrenic who isn't really even hearing the Chaos Gods, because the Chaos Gods don't want him, but he's hearing like things in his head and he's like blowing people's brains up. It would be really cool. You actually see a lot of this with navigators, because the navigators are kind of like the royalty of like medieval times, where they would do it with each other. So like families would like interbreed, and that's why most of like the kings and queens look all fucked up. That's what's happening to navigators, and navigators mutate in ways that I'm guessing like would produce mental illnesses. So yeah, write a fanfic about it. Actually, in the Dark Heresy book,
I feel like there is something about that, isn't?
Yeah. Spoiler alert for anybody who tries to play Dark Heresy, but in one of the campaigns, you deal with a navigator who turns out to be just a, I guess, mentally ill, like, psyker. And then he ends. The mystery ends up being like he's just mentally ill and he's actually not hearing voices. Spoiler alert. But then you get attacked by like some demon that he summons, or that he opens up a warp portal, and then your DM is supposed to bring out like a demon. You could choose a demon because you know corn slash and all that kind of stuff. But yeah. Next question. This will be the last question.
This one's by Normiski B. How do you guys think they will bring Sanguinius back? And is he dead and only remains as a measure of blood?
So supposedly he wasn't dead.
Yeah. Well, at first he was supposed to be dead, and then they kind of retconned that and said he was near death, and he's now on stasis. Yeah.
So they're going to bring him back the same way they brought Gilliman back. They're probably going to use some type of other or Xeno technology to bring him back. Mm-hmm. Or maybe even the something that has to have to do with the NIDS bringing him back. And yeah. Mm-hmm. Sadness all around.
Yes. I don't think they're going to bring him back right away. In the, Psychic Awakening, they're talking about the Blood Angels fighting off the Tyranids yet again. But I don't think anything big like that will be revealed. It's just going to be another campaign, another means of bringing up the Tyranids and the Blood Angels to like the supplements. So, yeah.
Speaking about the Psychic Awakening, how excited are you guys about the announcement this past weekend about the Greater Good having a Psychic Awakening or being part of the Psychic Awakening, and then right after that is the Beast, which is the Orcs. Yeah, I'm super excited.
Yeah, I really don't want anything psychic to happen to the Tau, but I'm interested to see what they do.
You just want more battle suits.
I don't think I'm going to get that either. I feel like it's going to have something to do with the Ethereals.
I'm excited to see what direction GW takes this.
Because it's called, the Beast or something like that?
The third one, yeah.
Yeah.
Because we still have to go through the Chaos, and then, like, the Chaos Space Marines.
Isn't it Dark Angels, then Chaos, and then...
Maybe. So, damn, we still got a long way to go.
And then the Black Templars, they still haven't revealed that yet.
The Black Templars are going to get something for the Psychic Awakening,
too.
Jesus. All right.
Here's May 2020 for the Orcs.
I don't even know if I want to play then. Age of Sigmar is really fun. Mm-hmm. And those were the questions for today. We'll talk to you guys next week.
This has been the Sound Alchemist.
Gershwan.
And we are out of here.
Always used to put my freedom first in any situation.